Hit the record button there. All right. Thank you, Michael Witt. We're excited about summer camp too. All right. Well, guys, let's go ahead and get started. First off, welcome to a webinar tonight to talk a little bit about summer camp at Camp Buffalo. We don't have a lengthy agenda. I would suspect we're out of here in a half hour, give or take. But what we want to do tonight is just roll through some slides that talk about some of the basics around summer camp at Camp Buffalo. Also talk about the situation that we're at with regards to staffing and things like that. Answer any questions someone might have with regards to COVID protocols and things like that, and send you guys on your way. So should be pretty painless tonight. Howard, you want to take it from here? First, I guess let me introduce Howard. To those that do not know, Howard Hansen is going to be our camp director. He was our camp commissioner last year for several weeks of camp. And with Lauren Randall opting not to come back as our camp director, Howard has stepped up into that role and will fill it very nicely. So I'm going to let Howard take the better part of the PowerPoint tonight. And if you got any questions, you can throw them in the chat. We'll monitor that there, and we'll kind of take it from there. All right, Howard, you're up.
Okay, so I'm happy to see everybody join us today. On this first page, you see that our new patch for this year, that will be the patch that will go to all the participants. We have a separate patch for the staff on the next page. We're looking forward to a good summer. I think we'll be doing a lot better as far as being able to present program, because we won't have as much of a, looks like we won't have as much of a restriction for health and safety as far as COVID, unless things change. Right now, things look good, that we'll be able to have everybody in the dining hall and everybody pretty normal, hopefully. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but we'll see how that goes as the season progresses. Camp fees are going to be $280 this year if you pay by May 15th. After May 15th, the regular price will be $295 per person. We need a $100 reservation per scout when they register for classes. There's also a $10 out of council surcharge, taking the fees to $290. $305 regular price after May 15th. Fee for leaders is going to be $100 by May 15th. Pretty much everything's right here in front of you. I don't know that I should have to go through all this, but please make sure that you bring that you have taken youth protection, and also bring a copy of your youth protection card with you to camp so we can collect these and have them available. We will be giving a Buffalo t-shirt and patch in the camp leader as you paid scouts and leaders fees. We will get those at camp, much like last year.
One thing I would add there, the part about 72 hours. If you've got a leader that's going to be at camp for 72 hours or more, and that does not have to be consecutive time, but 72 hours combined, they need to not only have youth protection training, but they need to have be registered in your troop as well. So they cannot just come as a parent any longer without having a registration.
Yeah, that's a good point. And this is pretty well documented in the leader's guide as well. If you need to haven't seen the leader's guide, it's available on the Black Pug registration page. You can get the leader's guide and the merit badge classes, and all that information is there. guess that brings us to, are there any, yeah, the merit badges. This is the list of merit badges that we're planning to have this year. We're I don't have the schedule in front of me, do I? But well, we're planning to do merit badges in the same brackets as we did last year. We have one from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and 11 to 12. And we'll also have merit badges available from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. But this is the list that we're planning to do. I don't think there's a whole lot of new ones. We've added basketry and art. And I think we did combine one or two. We did mammal study and weather as a combined. And geology and insect study, because they might not necessarily be related to each other, but the time that they need to actually complete these merit badges makes sense that we should be able to give them more than one in the week in that time period. So that's what I know new about the merit badges. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, the citizenship in the community and citizenship in the world is also combined. And we're allocating that a 2-hour period so that there's some overlap, not a lot of overlap, but there's some, and there's a lot of prerequisites for these too. So if they don't have all the prerequisites, they're not going to get these merit badges. That's true for quite a few of them. I'd be very, look at the merit badge, the merit badges in the catalog closely, because there are prerequisites if they want to complete the merit badge at camp. I don't know if there's anything else.
I think the only thing that I would add, Howard, is that historically, right, we'll have scouts attend camp and they will make their way home from camp and still walk away with a partial, right?
Yes.
True. If there's a couple of ways that happens, right? Number one, they didn't do the prerequisites that were required. Or number two, they weren't showing up to class on time, right? So they were missing instruction during the time that they should have been showing up in class. Or they were in class and they weren't paying attention, and they weren't being an active participant in the class, right? Merit badge counselors and staff have the opportunity to, give credit where credit is due, but also to take away credit if they're not being a good participant in the class. So if we want scouts to be able to walk away with completed badges, we've got to make sure that that they're doing their part. And that way, when they get home and mom or dad gets the report that says little Johnny or Susie didn't complete X, Y, or Z, they're not looking back at us as camp staff or you as leaders wanting to know why Johnny and Susie didn't finish their merit badges. Well, ask Johnny and Susie why they didn't finish their merit badges, right? There's got to be an explanation there. Our intent, obviously, is to always complete all of those requirements. And for some of these merit badges where we allot, 2 hours per day for a total of 10 hours, that might be overkill in some scenarios. However, I would rather spend more time in a merit badge class and make sure that the kids are getting a quality experience and being able to learn and retain the information, as opposed to rushing that merit badge into an hour or an hour and a half session each day and just breaking the surface of that merit badge and checking the box, if you will. So we looked at all of the merit badges that we were offering. We went back to the area directors that teach those, that either continue to teach or have taught those in the past, and ask them what they felt like their recommendations were for each of the timelines for these badges. And that's where they are lined up in the leader guide. So in the course catalog. So if there's questions as to why those classes are scheduled the way they are, that's the reason why. So we can make sure that the scouts are getting a quality experience, and not, the focus of summer camp is not to come and get 7 merit badges. right? It's to come and earn a couple of merit badges as a part of the program, but summer camp is about more than just earning merit badges, right? There's a bigger picture that has to happen with summer camp. And I think oftentimes we get too caught up in how many merit badges XYZ Scout did or did not earn, as opposed to did they get the rest of the things out of camp that they were trying to get while they were there, whether that was the patrol method, whether that was nights of camping, whether that was advancement requirements outside of merit badges, especially younger scouts, right? Getting those tenderfoot, second class and first class rank requirements, those types of things. So a lot goes into putting on these merit badge sessions, but these aren't the only reasons why we come to camp.
Right.
All right, next.
Quick question on that point. If we know that they're going to be expected to do something afterwards, like some of the merit badges, you got to do something for a month or whatever, can we put that in the leader guide or the description so that when leaders sign kids up, people know ahead of time that they're going to come home with a homework assignment? I mean, once in a while, I've had one of my kids come home and go, yeah, now I got to do this, keep this log, Mom. But if you know ahead of time that they're going to come home with that, then you know, it manages expectations a bit.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that, Jennifer. I'm almost certain, and that question just came through in the chat as well. Are prerequisites listed in camp info? I am almost certain that the answer to that is yes.
I believe the answer is yes. I've seen the prerequisites listed in the catalog.
If somebody wants to pull up the catalog while we're on here and confirm or deny that, I would be content with that. I can't do that while I'm sharing my screen, or I would. But if somebody wants to go to this, to our council website, sagamorebsa.org, work your way to the summer camp page and confirm the course catalog. I believe the prerequisites are there. And if it's a post-requisite, it's probably because they didn't finish something that was supposed to be a prerequisite or done on site.
Well, I think citizenship has one of the post requisites.
It very well could. It very well could. But I believe they're, like I said, I believe they're noted.
Right. I'm pretty sure most of them are noted. And as far as troop choice and scout choice, we have a lot of options. I know Brian is working on a new escape room for this year. We have the options of troop float or canoeing on the Fox River, right outside of camp. Open swim is a possibility. We've got lots of areas to hike in the at the camp. There's a couple of good trails that you can probably get together most of your hiking experience. We might have to go some off site for some of it, but there's plenty of open area. In the shooting sports, we've got chalk ball and cowboy action shoot planned, troop shooting available, troop archery challenges. Sponge Wars is available if you guys want to have an intertroop or even have troops against each other for Sponge Wars. We can probably get that worked out. We're looking at getting somebody in to help with blacksmithing again. And some of the other areas, conservation projects, I'm sure we can find some things that need to be done. There's some areas that we can work on. Geocaching, it will be set up again, even as part of one of the requirements in one of the merit badges. And we also will have orienteering course available. Fishing is available at the pond. We have some mountain bikes available if troop want to do that. And we also have wetlands out there. You can do a nature hike, and probably we can find a counselor to point out some of the finer points if we need to. So we've got a lot of options for troop choice here, and hopefully, you'll be able to take advantage of at least one or two of these over the course of your stay with us.
Yeah, and I think I would add, historically it was scout choice, right? And then we hit COVID and we ended up having to do everything within the patrol or within the troop. We think at least as the way things are looking now, we will probably shift more back towards scout choice on what to do during that time block, unless there's something that the whole patrol or the whole troop wants to go do, right? If you've got 10 kids there and you guys want to go do the escape room, then obviously they can all sign up and go do the escape room as a group, right? If you guys are going to go on a float, right? You guys can do that as a group. But if one kid wants to go over to blacksmithing because he's got a burning desire to go be a blacksmith, then we believe we'll be able to do that based on current recommendations from the CDC. We believe at this point that we shouldn't have to minimize group sizes and be concerned about those types of things. So that's at least where we're going as of right now. And hopefully over the course of the next couple of months, as we continue to prepare and get ready for camp, that picture will become clearer and clearer. But that's kind of the plan right now. So when we get to the next slide, and I'll just pull it up here, we still have on here troop choice from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock and some evening activities and some troop time. So we still got that built in as such, but just know that that may end up being a hybrid, if you will, of troop choice and scout choice activities during those times. Does that make sense to everybody? Just a thumbs up or a nod up and down would work. Very good. Very good. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So this is the schedule here. It's very similar to what we've done in the past. Matter of fact, I don't know that much has changed, to be completely honest.
I was gonna say, it looks very similar to last year. It's the same thing that we did as far as I remember. Not much has changed.
Yep.
The only thing is if we continue on the path we're looking at, we won't have as much outpost cooking as we did last year. We'll still have outposts Wednesday night and Thursday morning when we have the family nights, but we're not, hopefully not looking to have outposts for meals, regular meals for the rest of the week if things continue as they look like they should.
Yep. And it looks like we're going to have normal lunches in the dining hall as opposed to split shift. So that'd be a lot better than what we had in the past also.
Right.
So,
and that is different than what it says in the Scoutmaster Handbook right now, because things have changed since that was written.
sure. Things are changing in real time, as we all know. Just know that as we get closer to camp and we start finalizing some of these things, things will change, but we will be solidified as we get closer to camp. So I was just talking to Dr. Murray earlier this week, trying to get some clarifications on what are we going to do about masks and group sizes and dining hall and all of those things. And he's pretty confident that things are actually going to get better and not worse. And if they do continue that trend, then we'll obviously be able to be more open. But if things go the other way, then there's a chance that we got to get more strict and go back to where we were doing things a year ago. But then, unfortunately, we don't get to dictate some of those things. The CDC and the local health department and those kinds of folks get to help us dictate what we can do and do it in a safe manner, right? We don't want to be irresponsible. So we want to make sure we're doing it in a safe manner. And that's why we elicit the help of trained professionals in these areas to help guide us. Because by no means am I a public safety expert. And I don't think Howard would claim to be that either. But we have volunteers in our ranks that help us guide those decision makings. So that's where we're at with that. Any questions on the schedule? I saw a question about troop choice being the same as last year. I think we addressed that. Prerequisites are listed in the catalog. There are no post-requisites identified at this point, per Jennifer, who looked through the course catalog while we were on here. So prerequisites are listed, post-requisites are not, and we can evaluate those when we get a little bit closer to figure out what's going to need to be done afterwards by design, or unfortunately, if Johnny or Susie didn't get something done, it's an automatic prereq or an automatic post-requisite at that point. Question on here, still no peanut butter. That's not a question for me. That's a question for our cook. So when you say still no peanut butter, I'm making the assumption that there was no peanut butter in the dining hall previously. Is that
Correct.
accurate?
That's accurate. I
Okay,
believe the problem is if you bring peanut butter into the dining hall, anybody who has a peanut allergy will be affected by that.
then I
And
would imagine we don't change that.
I
So,
would imagine it won't change.
yeah, I would say the same thing.
Brian, that was a change. They evidently used to have a table where kids could make themselves a peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in addition to their lunch
Uh-huh.
or the supper. And that was not available last year. I just want to make sure we manage expectations before people come to camp is all.
Well,
We-
last year they had the opportunity to have a sandwich made. They had chicken and turkey and some other sandwich meat that was available if they asked. So they did have the option of making a sandwich if they didn't like what was on the menu or
Just not peanut butter.
just not peanut butter.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna default that one to Sal, our cook, but I suspect that whatever MO he had a year ago, that's gonna be his MO this year. Any other questions on the schedule for now? I don't see any in the chat. Okay, all right, let's move on. There we go. All right, Howard, you're up.
Okay, this is our tentative staff as we've identified them at this point. Unfortunately, our program director has stepped down on us because she's getting married and has found that that entails a lot more work than she was planning on. So she's not going to be able to spend the time that is needed to be the program director. So we're looking for a strong 21-plus-year-old to help us with the program director position. And they're basically responsible to make sure all the areas are working as needed. We're also looking for an ecology director. We thought we had one identified and that person has turned us down at the last minute. Brown Sea Island for all the first through or tenderfoot through first class rank advancement requirements is also, or skills, not advancement, skills is also awaiting. We're also looking for somebody to fill that position. And all the people to assist those. We also, I'm still waiting to hear from our archery director. I don't know if they're planning to return or not. So we're also looking for somebody 18 plus. That will require somebody to go to camp school and get some training for that one. So we're looking very hardly for those people, as will ecology director will need to go to camp school. So we've got some needs for people that need to be trained, and we will need to have those positions filled before the 1st of May because a few of us are going to camp school May 7th. We'd like them to come with us so we have one group and not have to go all over the country. Camp school that we're looking at is in Loveland, Ohio, down by Cincinnati. And that's a week-long experience. The rest of the staff, we've got Emily coming back to run the aquatics area, and Gabe and Cole Benninghoff will be the directors of the pool and the pond. We've got some people that are signed up to help. I should mention that most of these positions haven't been nailed down yet. We haven't had the actual interview process happen. So we're doing some interviews this Saturday, and we expect these are the people that we'll be putting in these positions. But at this point, this is what we feel will be the positions that we're filling and the people that will be filling them. So you'll recognize a lot of the same people in these areas. I don't know if there's, I guess the big thing is, as you can see, we got a lot of red boxes here. The red boxes are our needs. We really need a lot of 15-plus-year-olds to fill some of these vacancies. We'd like to get a few more people to help Sal in the dining hall because he was a bit overworked last year and there were a few misses in the dining hall, particularly on outpost days. We had some mix-ups, but overall he did a great job, but he's told us he needs 3 people to help or we're going to be in trouble again this year. We're hoping to, make things a little tamer. And the outdoors, all the areas need some people that, so we're looking for you to hopefully give us some recommendations if you know somebody that might be able to help us.
Yeah, I got a couple of questions here in the chat. First question was, what's the pay for non-directors positions and is it all or none? So I guess I'll address that a couple of ways. Pay is not standard across the board. It's going to be based on age, experience, and position. You can figure somewhere in the $750 to $1,000 range for the summer. And is it all or none? Is that question, James, saying, do you have to be there the whole summer? Is that where you're going with that?
Yeah, just for me to give them some information to pass along to. I have a couple older scouts that,
Sure.
whether they actually will be 18 or 17, seniors completing, I didn't,
Sure.
idealistically, I mean, I'm sure that you guys want all or none. I get that. I would want that too if I was making the call. But if you don't have all, if you don't have enough, can they come in for 2 weeks and then?
Yeah, we can
conflict.
definitely, we're definitely flexible there. Obviously, the more the better, right? But June 1st to July, let me double check the date here. Hang on.
The 11th.
Hang on. July 17th is the end of Cub Adventure Camp. And so basically what we do is we run June 1st to July, stand by. I just set my phone down. So June 1st through July the 10th would be their commitment to summer camp, right? So those
Okay.
6 weeks, and then we give them a couple of days off. And then some of the higher performing staff from the summer, we ask to come back and volunteer their time to run our Cub Adventure Camp program, which runs the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They go home on Sunday, July 14, 15, 16, 17. So
Okay.
that part is not contracted into their contract for the summer, but June 1st to July 10th or 9th, well, no, let's see, come in on Saturday, leave on Sunday. So yeah, the 10th would be their final day. So as much as they can be there for that, obviously the better, but it is not an all or nothing, as long as we can work out and it makes sense.
Sure. I was just going to throw it out to some, any of my
Please
older
do.
kids that I feel like they could help. And if something they want to do, then by all means, there you go. So
Yeah, absolutely. Another question came up. Any word on opening up the Cary pool or Buffalo pool before camp so we can get swim tests done? That is a great opportunity if the weather will allow us to get both pools open and we don't run into any issues opening up the pools. So I would say right now that's a strong maybe. And we'll see how the weather looks as we get deeper into the spring. The 1st of May, second week of May, see if there's a chance to get the pools open and get them ready to go. So yeah, I would say there's a pretty good chance that we can do that. It's just making sure that we have lifeguards that are available. Emily's team, it would be available and those kinds of things. So stay tuned for more on that, but that's a great recommendation if we can get that done and it gets the swim test component out of the way before you get to camp. Okay. All right. The next slide here. just talks about the camp staff positions, kind of just a little bit deeper than what we were just discussing. So what the age requirements are for each of those positions. Obviously, as Howard was alluding to, we need a lot of 15, 16-year-olds, 14-year-olds, if they're CITs, but a lot of 15, 16, 17-year-olds, and then a couple 18 and a couple 21-year-olds to really pull this thing off. Unfortunately, guys, you guys know how this goes, right? If we don't have enough staff, we have to cut program, right? We can't offer 40 merit badges if I don't have enough staff to offer 40 merit badges, right? So we're going to do everything we can over the next 90 days to get the people on board that we need to get on board, but we need your help as well. Like, just like James was saying, you got older scouts or 14, 15, 16-year-old scouts in your troop that might be looking for something to do for 6 weeks this summer. It'd be great to have them on board. So that is that. And I am recording this tonight, so you'll be able to go back and review this. And this particular sheet here is on the application for summer camp staff, which you can find on our website on the summer camp page. So I'm going to pull this down, and then I am going to share a different screen here and show you guys a video. Okay, share screen. All right. Can everybody see the Camp Buffalo video there? All right, thank you, James. All right, let's see if you can hear it now. Welcome to Camp Buffalo for Summer Camp 2022, where Mission Breakout Lafayette presents the Race to Eagle Escape Room. Congratulations. You've achieved your Tenderfoot second class, first class star, and Life Scout ranks. And your parents have been nagging you for months to get those merit badges completed, to get that Eagle Scout project completed. But you've got so many things to do. You turn 18 years old tomorrow, and oh no, the Scout Service Center has caught on fire and all of your records are presumably gone. Can you finish your Eagle Scout requirements and find your lost records before time runs out? The clock is ticking. All right. So there's a little promo video that we did for the escape room that we're doing at camp. Obviously, we did that last year and had a really good feedback from the room that we did. So we decided to do it again. So this room will be a little bit different than last year's room in that they should complete it significantly faster. So it's going to be designed to be about a 30-minute escape as opposed to a 60-minute escape, which will allow us to get more scouts in and out of the room during the times that we have. So we'll be able to do that, and hopefully kids will have a good time trying to complete their Eagle Scout rank before their 18th birthday, which, as we all know as Scout leaders on the call, we would never be in that situation, would we? That's not a hypothetical situation, is it?
Yeah.
So I think that's all we got for tonight, guys. Just wanted to kind of give everybody an update on where we were with camp and what kind of programs we were looking at and some staffing concerns that we have, and go from there. Does anybody have any final questions? I think we covered up everything in the chat, but any final questions for the group before we get out of here for the night?
I've got one real quick. I don't remember last year. It's kind of back to the peanut butter. I don't remember the option about the sandwiches. And I know, there was, things were crazy last year and eating in groups and just, so it was the choice of no peanut butter for the allergies, or was it because of people coming up and the scouts, they would all share the same utensils and then make the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff. I guess I wasn't aware that it was because of allergies. I thought it was just because of COVID.
That's a great question. Howard, you might be able to answer that more specifically, but I would guess, if I'm making a guess based on the situation, it was more close contact and sharing of utensils than it was allergies.
I just know a lot of the scouts missed that option.
Sure, sure. And maybe we could do a better job communicating that too, if we know that's going to be an option. Howard, will you write that down as something to cover in the next edition of the Leader's Guide?
I will do that.
Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we go? All right, well, that was 10 seconds, and the 10-second rule says if nobody asks a question in 10 seconds, the meeting is over. So guys, have a great night. I will put this up on the Sagamore Council Summer Camp website tomorrow. So this will be up there for you to review if you need to come back to it. Otherwise, if you got questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me or to Howard. Our contact information is in the Leader Guide. And let's have a great summer. And like we said, if you got anybody that you can send our way for summer camp staff, we need them. We need them, and we need them bad. So I think that's all we got. All right, guys, have a good night. Howard, thank you for your time tonight. Everybody else, have a great scouting night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. So your escape room does cover my past as well. My scout center burned down.
Oh, no.